Late last September, my brother came home from university to stay the weekend. My birthday had just passed. I am already well past the age that confuses potential gift buyers and am old enough to afford what childhood me assumed to be expensive toys. My parents say that I have too much stuff. I am the man who has everything. This was the second year in a row that I celebrated my birthday quietly. I had not had a birthday party in the last decade. I never tell anyone the day I was born nor my age. This year I got myself a Japanese Sega Dreamcast and a copy of Sonic Adventure. I had wanted a Sega Dreamcast for many years and finally had gotten one. The console is about as old as I am now, and I feel a special bond with that piece of foreign machinery. A console that burned dim and burned far too quickly. The week after, I bought a used Nintendo Game Boy Advance system with a handful of modding goodies. I completely reshelled the device, installed custom buttons, cleaned the logic board, upgraded the rechargeable battery, and painstakingly installed an IPS screen. The final product was stunning. I went downstairs to show my parents because I was proud of what I did. I show off all my achievements to prove that I am not always wasting away in front of a computer monitor. But when I went down there, they were busy talking with my brother because he had a girlfriend now, and they wanted to know about her. In my hands, I was holding a heavily modded Nintendo Game Boy Advance system in a cherry-colored translucent case, and a Japanese Sonic Advance cartridge plugged in. I lingered around, but I didn't have it in me to say, "Hey mom, look how cool Sonic looks on this IPS screen," when they were clearly more interested in learning about this mystery girl. My parents no longer ask me what I did on my days off because I will just say anime or games and mean exactly what I said and nothing more. They cautiously attempt to sound interested when prodding the hornet's nest. I attempt to exercise restraint and not verbally script video essays whenever I see a confused smile. When I went back to my room, the realization and sheer gravity of my autism finally settled upon me. Here I was, newly anointed 1 year older, nearing my mid-20s, absolutely enthralled with my modded handheld gaming system and blue pixelated hedgehog, completely oblivious to what the world around me was becoming. I might as well have been a child. My brother is half a decade younger than me, but was already tangibly making my parents more proud, or at least more interested. At the very least, they knew what a girlfriend was more than what an IPS screen was. My dad likes to remind us that he wants grandchildren. Quite frankly, that's not an unreasonable ask, though for me it's an inconceivable one. I'm far too gone to even consider approaching that future with even a little bit of sincerity. My morals are shattered. Thus I exist here now, emotionally despondent, utterly lacking humanity. When I read Dazai Osamu's Ningen Shikaku, I was disappointed how much of a failed Ryaju the narrator was. He had many lovers, acquaintances, and feelings. If he was disqualified, what was I? When I watched NHK Niyokoso, a creeping doubt lingered, ultimately making me wish Sato had been more reclusive. For a hikikomori, he sure does go out a lot. For a hikikomori, he sure has a lot of friends. If he was a social failure, then what was I? When I read Densha Otoko, I felt like I was being played for a fool and grew exponentially more enraged. When I watched Nogizaka Haruka no Himitsu, I could only see through its fantasies as cruel lies. I can't walk outside and see people as people. I am surrounded by enemies. The concept of friends has been twisted beyond repair. Romantic relationships is a concept far beyond the limits of my understanding. Approaching it leads to madness. I can't see women as real or men as my peers. I am left broken.